During the recording of this episode, I got the hiccups. I edited the vast majority of them out of the main episode, I believe, but I put a bunch of them in the outtakes at the end, so if you don't like hearing people hiccuping and complaining about it, feel free to skip those outtakes. It is Tuesday, the 11th of February, 2025. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Today we're talking about, well, it is Valentine's week, and I'm talking about romance and love and all that. And what is more romantic than the idea of Romeo and Juliet? Well, a lot of things, because that's the one that ends with them both killing themselves. But that's besides the point. Today we're talking about the song Romeo and Juliet, originally by Dire Straits, but I'm talking about the version recorded by The Killers. I'll link both versions down below, of course. The lyrics are the same for both. The arrangements are mostly the same. I just personally prefer The Killers version, but it is originally a Dire Straits song, and I'll be talking about why Mark Knopfler wrote it. But yeah, I mean, take your pick of which version you want to listen to, and then go listen to it, and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Romeo and Juliet, either by Dire Straits or The Killers. So that song clearly evokes the names of Romeo and Juliet from the classic Shakespeare play to talk about a couple who are not together anymore, and it's like this kind of nostalgic thing of like, there seems to be kind of feelings between them that are uneven, you know, and comparing them to Romeo and Juliet is an interesting comparison because it's romantic and it's also not romantic. So the song itself was written by Mark Knopfler, the lead songwriter of Dire Straits, who was previously in a relationship with a woman named Holly Vincent. Holly Vincent was herself a singer-songwriter. I don't know her music myself. Oh, interesting. She was in The Waitresses briefly. Anyway, the song makes kind of direct references to things about them, and Mark Knopfler said that he believes that she was just using him to boost her career, which is, it might be true. It also might just be him being a misogynist. Who knows? I mean, the song's from 1981, so probably a bit of both. Anyway, let's talk about the song, shall we? A love-struck Romeo sings a street-sus serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. He finds a streetlight, steps out of the shade, says something like, "You and me, babe, how about it?" Juliet says, "Hey, it's Romeo, you nearly gave me a heart attack." He's underneath the window, she's singing, "Hey la, my boyfriend's back. You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it?" So, this first opening lyric, I always assumed was a love-struck Romeo sings the streets a serenade. And there are websites that say that. But, according to the original lyrics, it is actually street sus. And I was like, that's not a word, surely. But apparently it comes from, like, street sus as in, like, street knowledge, streetwise. A street sus serenade. And I was surprised that those are the original lyrics, so apparently they were. And, you know, that's weird to me, but it's what they wrote. So, you know, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Yeah, he's laying everybody low as in, like, his song is really sad and emotional, and so it's bringing everyone down. He finds a streetlight, steps out of the shade, very movie sort of gesture. You and me, babe, how about it? Like, he's trying to be really cool and suave, right? Juliet says, "Hey, it's Romeo, you nearly gave me a heart attack," because if he did that, that would be surprising. He's underneath the window, she's singing, "Hey la, my boyfriend's back." So him being underneath the window is a reference to the famous balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet, and "Hey la, my boyfriend's back" is a reference to the song "My Boyfriend's Back" by the Angels, which is like, you know, "My boyfriend's back and you're gonna get in trouble. Hey la, my boyfriend's back." So that's referencing. You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it? So she's kind of challenging him, like, you know, saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, but like, do you actually mean what you're saying, you know? And then the chorus is, "Juliet, the dice was loaded from the start, and I bet when you exploded in my heart, I forget the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet." So this is all saying, like, you know, the dice was loaded from the start means the game was rigged, right? Like, this was never, you know, he's saying, like, it's against the odds, right? I bet when you exploded in my heart and I forget the movie song, when you're gonna realize it was just the time was wrong. It's kind of a weird phrasing here, but I would assume when he says the movie song, it makes me think of, like, movie songs that reference Romeo and Juliet, like exit music for a film, although, of course, that was, you know, like 19 years after, or 18 years after this song, I think. So I don't know exactly what he's saying in the chorus, frankly. It's a bit of an odd one. But when you're going to realize it was just the time was wrong, Juliet. So he's trying to convince her that they should get back together because it was just the time was wrong. There was no other factor, you know. Come up on different streets. They both were streets of shame. Both dirty, both mean. Yes, and the dream was just the same. And I dreamed your dream for you, and now your dream is real. How can you look at me as if it was just another one of your deals? You can fall for chains of silver. You can fall for chains of gold. You can fall for pretty strangers. stars and the promises they hold. You promised me everything. You promised me thick and thin, yeah. Now you just say, oh, Romeo, yeah, you know, I used to have a scene with him. So, come up on different streets, both are streets of shame, both dirty, both of them are mean. Yes, and the dream is just the same. You know, it seems like a very straightaway reference to Romeo and Juliet itself. But, you know, it can also apply to the real people. And I dreamed your dream for you, and now your dream is real. How can you look at me as if it was just another one of your deals? So again, Mark Knopfler is saying that she was just using him to advance her career. That's what that's referencing there, right? But you could fall for chains of silver, you could fall for chains of gold, fall for pretty strangers and the promises they hold. I mean, just talking about how like you can fall for these false promises, right? And then you promised me everything, you promised me thick and thin, you know, you said you were going to be there. Now you just say, oh, Romeo, yeah, you know, I used to have a scene with him. So apparently there's a reference to an interview with Holly Vincent where she said, what happened was that I had a scene with Mark Knopfler and it got to the point where he couldn't handle it and we split up. So he's saying like, you reduced our relationship to just being a scene together. Then we get the chorus, but it's different this time. It's Juliet, when we made love you used to cry, you said I love you like the stars above, I love you till I die, and there's a place for us, you know, the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet? So, here, when we made love, you used to cry, you can take that as an indication that she wasn't happy with the relationship, but it also could indicate strong emotion, especially considering that, you know, the next line is, I love you like the stars above, I love you till I die. So she could be crying because she genuinely did love him. And then, there's a place for us, you know, the movie song. So this makes the line from the first chorus make more sense, and it's a reference to the song Somewhere from West Side Story, also known as There's a Place for Us. So he's saying like, you know, there's a place for us, you know, like in West Side Story, and of course, West Side Story is based on Romeo and Juliet, so it all ties together. You're gonna hear it in the outtakes, but in case you're wondering why my cadence is weird this episode, I have the fucking hiccups. And then again, he says, when you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet? I can't do the talks like the talk on the TV, and I can't do a love song like the way it's meant to be. I can't do everything, but I do anything for you. I can't do anything except be in love with you. And all I do is miss you in the way we used to be. All I do is keep the beat to bad company. And all I do is kiss you through the bars of a rhyme. Juliet, I do the stars with you anytime. So here he's saying that he's not perfect. He's not like those people on TV. He's not like the people in music. He's just a normal person. I can't do the talks like they talk on the TV. I can't do a love song like the way it's meant to be. I can't do everything, but I do anything for you. I can't do anything except be in love with you. So, you know, he's saying how like his art isn't perfect, but he wants to express his love for her in any way he can. And all I do is miss you in the way we used to be, and all I do is keep the beat to bad company. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Keeping the beat, I suppose, would be like living a boring, average, mundane life. And all I do is kiss you through the bars of a rhyme. He's talking about using his song to show his love. Hence, kiss you through the bars of a rhyme. But Juliet, I do the stars with you anytime. Because they're star-crossed lovers, right? And then we get the chorus again, which is the same as the second chorus from before, which is the When We Made Love You Used to Cry chorus. And then the outro is just the first few lines of the song again. A love-struck Romeo sings a street sus serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Finds a convenient streetlight, steps out of the shade, says something like, you and me, babe, how about it? Yeah, love this song. Love how it's conflicted. Love different ideas. Love the different references and whatnot. And I just love, I mean, it's just got such a nice melody. It's so interesting. And it makes me want to actually listen to Dire Straits, because I don't know shit by them except for this and Money for Nothing and Sultans of Swing, and that's about it. Anyway, that's going to be pretty much it for today. Hopefully I will get rid of my hiccups in the next few minutes, because I want to record another episode after this. Good Lord. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
A love-struck Romeo sings the streets A love-struck Romeo sings a street sus serenade. Fucking Christ. A love-struck Romeo sings the street sus serenade. I'll get there eventually. Good Lord. Big sneeze. When we made love, you used to cry. You said, oh God, I have the hiccups. Juliet, when we made love. Oh my God. He says, when we made someone who, ooh, Jesus, I have the fucking hiccups. I can't do the talks like they, all I do is keep the beat to bad, and all I do is kiss you through the bars of, thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you, fucking Christ.